Hello and welcome to beautiful Oxford, Ohio, for Stadium Review episode number 12 today, as we're on the campus of Miami University to see the Miami RedHawks football team in action. Miami University plays most of its sporting events in the MAC, Mid-American Conference, with teams in New York, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Michigan. The Miami football team plays their home games at Yager Stadium, with the full name of Fred C. Yager Stadium, which was originally built in 1983 and replaced the former Miami Field, which started being used for sports way back in 1895. The stadium holds a capacity of 24,286 fans, and has experienced many different renovations and configurations through the years, giving it an unsymmetrical feel, as the stadium is 20 rows taller on the west side. So before we get too far, I definitely want to offer some quick clarification here. Now this is obviously Miami of Ohio, not Miami, Florida. But Miami University in Oxford, Ohio was actually established in 1809. At that time, Florida was actually owned by Spain and didn't become a U.S. territory until 1822 and didn't even gain statehood until 1845. The University of Miami in Florida didn't open up until 1925. So even though people always refer to Miami as Miami of Ohio, they definitely came first. And Miami University was actually named because of the Miami tribe in the local area. And also Southwest Ohio is also home to the Great Miami and the Little Miami rivers. The university also used to pay tribute to the tribe in a definitely less desirable way, as the athletic team's nickname used to be the Redskins. That was then changed in 1997 to the RedHawks. Alright, thank you so much for sticking around for the quick history lesson. Now we can get onto the stadium itself. So outside the stadium, there's lots of large parking lots, which gives way to a lot of tailgating. I definitely partook in some of that myself. Now, outside the stadium on the north side, they had this brand new Dock Indoor Sports Center, which was actually largely funded by Ben Roethlisberger. The outside of the building keeps the same red brick aesthetic as most of Miami University has. The university is very notable for that red brick architectural style. I tried to go in the building, they wouldn't let me in unless I was a recruit. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure I definitely live like a 5-star recruit. Alright, now let's get in the stadium and go explore a little bit. So we enter through the south gates, and besides getting these awesome foam fingers, that's also right where the Cradle of Coaches is. Now the Miami University football program is very notable for having a lot of coaches go on and do great things in their careers. And they call that collection of coaches the Cradle of Coaches, since this is where it all started for those coaches. And there's statues of lots of these guys all around that south side concourse. Now making your way around the stadium, the east side concourse is definitely the newest, as that's the newest stand to be added. And you can see how it has a little bit of that same red brick architecture that the university really prides itself in. In the northeast corner, there's a little play area for kids and a bouncy castle. The north concourse butts right up to the new indoor athletic facility, and is a nice place to stand and watch the game from. I was a big fan of this corridor that was created from the columns of the sports center. And finally, the main stand, the west side concourse. It's extremely large and open, as the large support beams really tower over the whole concourse. I really enjoy how the top of the stand is lined with all the logos of the teams in the MAC conference. All sides of the concourse are actually level with the playing surface. Alright, now let's make our way up the steps and into the seating bowl itself. So the seating's laid out in a very simple design. The west side grandstand is very large, meanwhile the far side stand is much smaller. Both the ends are open, as one has the athletic center and the other one has the large scoreboard. It's a pretty basic layout for a football stadium. All the seats are metal bleachers, and the center sections of the main grandstand, right below the press box, have backs to the bleachers. Meanwhile, the sides don't have backs, nor does the far stand, which is supposed to be the student stand. However, there were some rails there on the far side for students to either put drinks or stuff on top of those rails and stand during the game itself. As previously stated, that north end really provides a nice view for watching the game. Good panoramic view, and note the red bricks there at the bottom. Meanwhile, the south end isn't that great for watching the game itself, as there's a large hedge, bricks, and also a black iron fence that really blocks you from seeing into the game. However, it's a really pretty aesthetic that it makes, and looks pretty cool, especially this shot. And have a peek at me down there in the white jersey trying to watch the game from that angle. The large towering scoreboard down at the south end is also equipped with a small video board to watch the game. And of course, one of the supports for the scoreboard has Ben Roethlisberger's famous number 7 retired onto it. Ben Roethlisberger played at Miami from 2001 to 2003 and led the team to a 13-1 season in 2003. That was a huge deal for the organization since they really don't have too much great success. However, of course, he had to go and get drafted by the Steelers. That's just gross. Now actually, right when we walked into the gates of the stadium, the Miami band ran onto the field to get their opening spots for pregame, and I instantly felt the atmosphere just ramp up as the band got ready to perform. And honestly, I owe a big thank you to the Miami band for taking me back to my college band days up at Northern Michigan. These guys brought back some great memories for me that I'm very thankful for, and I really enjoyed watching them play both their pregame, halftime, and during the game. Something fun that I noticed is that in Ohio State, they always have the tuba dot the I in script Ohio. Well, at Miami, they have a tuba dotting Miami in Ohio. As here the band made the shape of Ohio, and the lone tuba player is where Oxford, Ohio is in the state of Ohio. The intense hype video on the video board got us ready for the RedHawks to come out and to play some good football. All RedHawks touchdowns are followed by the fight song and the flag guys running through the opposite end zone. Since I was really free to roam, I tried to experience the game from a lot of different locations in the stadium and see if there is any difference in the atmosphere there. And look, you can see this play from 2 angles. Now let's check out my view of it down there. The Miami mascot, Swoop, was also hanging out down there. He is a red hawk or a red-tailed hawk, which are very common in and around Ohio. While roaming around the scene of my adventure, of course I had to stop and get some food because no review is complete without reviewing some food. I really enjoyed how the water bottle wrapper was even Miami football themed, as it had the cradle of coaches printed onto it. I decided to go for my usual, just one plain hot dog. It was nothing really to write home about. The bun was a little soggy, which sucked, but I mean it was sitting in a heating drawer for a while. Not a horrible hot dog, but nothing fantastic. The game itself features some good MAC action, when teams in the MAC conference face off against each other. As Miami and Central Michigan, both evenly matched teams, fought a real hard game. Ouch, that had to hurt. But thankfully Miami was able to pull out the 28-17 victory over the Chippewas, which let them ring the victory bell at the end of the game, signaling a home win. Also, while roaming around, I was able to pick up some free souvenirs. So first off, I got these great and pretty obnoxious boom whackers. Lovely. And I also managed to get myself a free t-shirt. I walked up to the stand where they had free t-shirts and I'm like, how did I get one? Like, are you a student? I'm like, no. But what if I said I was a student? Like, okay, sure. So, got myself a nice free t-shirt, how about that? Hey, I mean, it never hurts to ask, so I'm glad I asked, cause got a free t-shirt out of it. This whole day was extremely special to me. So I was born in Oxford, Ohio, and lived there for a little bit when I was young. And I actually came down to celebrate my grandpa's birthday.
Grandpa!
So I'd like to dedicate this episode to him because it was an absolute blast, so thank you for this experience, I really appreciated it. This also took me back to my childhood a lot, because living in Oxford, Ohio when I was young, I went to a lot of Miami games, and that's kind of where I initially started to get my love for sports. Now, the real key would be going to a Miami hockey game, because that would really bring back a lot of memories for me. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it and got something out of it. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can see all the future episodes like this. And I will see you very soon for another stadium video. Thanks. Bye.